Hello and welcome to Free Audit February. Should come up with a catchy name for that. So it's very hot where I am today, and my internet is being a little sketchy. So bear with me if it gets a little bit of a pain. The winner of today's free audit is Cozy Marketing from a lovely lady by the name of Pia. So let me share screen. This is Pia's website, cosymarketing.com. Um, Very attractive website, lots of white space, lovely energy. So I'm a digital marketer. I'm also a Reiki master and an intuitive psychic. And the big thing that I often do when I'm on websites is like, what is the feel this website's giving me? How is this website making me feel? Is it making me feel happy, sad? Is it making me feel like I want to be here? Is it healing me? Is it what's the energy that's coming across from this website? And the energy coming across from this website is lovely, really nice. Lovely colors, very consistent colors. She's used this greeny blue color. She's been quite consistent with it. She's using a hover color here, which works well. Green again, the green again works well again. Check out my service, work with me. I would suggest check out my service, work with me. You want it where you can make the buttons identical. So check out my service. Or I would leave work with me, and I would put check out my work because this is probably going to a different spot. My services. It is. Where is this one going? Contact me. Going to a slightly different spot. So in that case, no, I probably wouldn't change the message. But I would have work with me. Excuse me, my lawnmower man's here, so there might be a bit of noise in the background. So I would have work with me. I would have like double there. Check out my services or work with me. What we find in marketing that contact me. So this is going to go to probably the same spot that the work with me. So that should definitely be work with me. We find in marketing that a lot of people, they don't tend to want to buy a service straight off your website. They often don't tend to want to, I'm generalizing obviously, but they often don't tend to want to learn too much about what you're doing by reading a website. They generally want to chat with you. And I suspect that chatting with this lady would probably be a lovely experience. This header image here has too much power space above it, so I would reduce down that space. Services, portfolio, blog. I hate the word blog. I absolutely hate the word blog. Come up with something far more interesting. And the other thing that struck me when I was looking at this is Pia. I will guarantee that Pia has a really interesting backstory. She's, I would think, Norwegian by the looks of the fact that there's quite a bit of Norwegian references throughout this website. So I want to know what Pia's backstory is, and it's here. She talks about, marketing for professional instinctive love for storytelling to design and marketing led me to create. Yeah. That's all good. But who are you, Pia? Who are you? What is it? What is it about you? If nothing else, it makes a really fantastic icebreaker for people. This is too much about what you do and not enough about who you are as a person. And I probably would swap this section for this section. I did have a look at what this website's built with, and it's a little bit confusing in that it's coming up with Wix and with Squarespace. It's got like a Squarespace add to cart. I don't know what that's about. But it's got Squarespace here. So generally when that happens, it's because it's been moved from one platform across to another. So it's been on Squarespace, it's been moved across. But that's not what's coming up. It's definitely on Wix. It's definitely on using Squarespace add to cart. and it's showing still as being on Squarespace. So maybe there's elements of Squarespace she's using on a Wix site. I've never seen that before, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. The other thing I always like to have is the social media icons up the top here, as well as down below. Then what I do, this is all very clear. Check out my service. I'll go back to that. My awesome clients. Yes, some great testimonials. Some nice, little bit too much white space there because this is related to that. I would be wanting to move that up a little bit together. You've got to remember that on 90% of websites are looked at on mobile. So lots and lots of white space is really good, and this sort of space is really good on desktops. It becomes a bit annoying when it's on mobile. The other thing I would suggest is the book your free intro course today. I would be putting a proper booking calendar in there, not a contact me. So this goes contact me, work with me, fill out the form, and I'll get back to you. I don't want to fill out a form and you get back to me and we play email chasing. What I want to do is know when I can talk to you. So I would embed with the book, book a call. I would actually book a calendar. I use them like Acuity. There's Calendly is also one that's used quite a lot. I use them like Acuity because it's paid, and also I have 5 different businesses running off it with all sorts of paid options as well. I really like this bit. This was clever. I'd be curious to see how that works on mobile, but a little bit of movement is always good on a website. And Pia has such a lovely energy. This I just love, absolutely love. Pia has a terrific energy. Makes me really want to, I really want to talk to this lady. It's like, oh wow, wouldn't she make my day if I was talking to her? Get cozy marketing newsletters. Boring. What do you excite me? Send me, instead of get cozy marketing, get daily inspiration or weekly inspiration or monthly that's going to change your marketing. Up the hype. Give them a really good reason why they should be working with you. Interestingly, she's a Klaviyo Silver advisor and a Klaviyo partner, but she doesn't use Klaviyo for her own website, at least not according to Built With. My services, I always like the logo down the bottom here because generally by the time people have got to the bottom, you want that logo back to remind them. But other than this is my services portfolio. Portfolio I didn't have a look at before. So when I audit these websites, generally what you're seeing now is the biggest look I've ever had of a website. I'm doing these on the fly. Hello, Harry. Van and cart before, after. This is all very good. Again, a lot of blank space in the middle. So let's have a look at that blank space on mobile. Not as bad as I thought, but still pretty heavy. I would just tighten it up just a fraction. Yeah, just a fraction. People do not like scrolling. They do not like scrolling past all of this. It's been well set up for mobile, or it's been well optimized for mobile. See this, I don't want all of this sort of space. Yeah, so this is the story I want to know. What, she's Norwegian or got Norwegian heritage, I would assume. I would probably make that smaller if I could for mobile. It's pretty, it's gorgeous, it says something about her, but and what does it say about her? I have to think too hard to work out what it is. Yeah, let's sort of work on mobile. I'd have to have a look on my mobile device properly. Probably make them a bit bigger. I get what they're trying to do, but it's not quite working on the mobile. This is a mobile emulator, so it tries to emulate what would look like on a mobile device because that makes it easier for me to put it on a shared screen, but it doesn't always work exactly the same. But I don't know about that one. Maybe bigger, maybe without the images beside them, I don't know. I suspect when I actually looked at that on a real mobile, it just would be just something scrolling past and I couldn't really work out what it was. I wanted to look at, where's the portfolio? There. See on mobile there's a lot of space with an image that's not quite right. I would really want, are they able to come up with a light box on, no light box feature? So the way we handle images with it, which are quite busy, is we have a light box feature where you can click on that. I'll show you what I mean. I use it a lot because I love putting images on with a lot of information. So sorry, my internet is really not wanting to play with me today. I'm pretty sure Wix is surprised if it doesn't. Come on, internet. So, case studies. So this is a light box feature. See that this is case study results. On a mobile, that would be, you probably couldn't read this amount of information on a mobile. It's not designed for mobile, but it certainly is a way to put complex information. Yeah, it's not quite as good as it could be, but a light box feature is what I think you should be doing with these images, particularly because people are going to see it on a mobile and then you should come back to a tablet or a desktop to actually really have a good look at this. But it's well set up. It demonstrates her capabilities really well. It's cute. Before, shop now, after, before, after. Yeah, it's good. But there's too much space here, so I've been trying to make these bigger, just for the sake of being able to really understand what it is she's saying. Very, very consistent in colour throughout all this, which I really like. And like this, it's clever. Very easy to understand website. She's done a really good job with very cutting it down. Also really like the fact that Pia's really niched down. She does email campaigns. She does emails. She fixes email campaigns. She strategizes them. She understands what they're about, and she sets up the automations for them. Really, really, it's very, very super clear what she does. I would be putting more. See this free consultation, I will be putting that same button there again, and I will be putting the same button probably up here somewhere. So generally we put buttons, an odd number of buttons on pages. Don't ask me why, it's just been a thing we've always done. There probably is some psychological reason for them. But on a page of this length, we will be putting at least 3 buttons. So there's free consultation there. But always be sure that it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same wording on here. I'd probably make that wording, make that font just a fraction bigger, because remember on mobiles, where are we? We're on the services page. On mobile, people are very intolerant of having to scroll too far down. So here, okay, I want to talk to this lady, right? Oh, how do I do it? How do I do it? Okay, I want to talk to this lady, right? Oh, okay, welcome to and then I start scrolling really fast, and I'm going to miss seeing what that is. Whereas we're conditioned to have a button in our face, particularly when a button has a hover color on it. A hover color, we've been conditioned to make it click. To click on old-fashioned websites, we used to have a noise there because that conditioned us to make it click. If you look at Hotjar, and I mentioned Hotjar in most of these audits, Hotjar is a nice piece of free software. There is a paid program, but I use it free, Hotjar. You embed it on your website, and you can watch people actually their behavior on your website. And there, honestly, there is a lot of this goes on. They're not reading text at this level. They're reading that, they're seeing the graphics, and they are literally doing this. Then they'll go back up there, and then they'll come down here. And on Hotjar, you can even see where they've clicked and where they haven't clicked, and when they've gone across to other pages. You can also see where they've come from, which is really quite a very important thing to do. I put Hotjar on virtually every new client's account because I really want to know not only what I think people are doing with their, with the website, but what people are actually doing. And if you've looked at a couple of thousand recordings and heat maps, of what people are doing on the website, you'd be surprised what the behavior is. It is not as simple as we think. And you generally, if you're getting people staying on a website for 30 seconds, you're doing really well. Anything more than that, then they are really seriously interested. There's also just not enough for me to want to give you my email address. Again, a lot of people look at marketing websites, they look at marketers, and they're not ready to do anything yet now, so keep them in the loop. Email marketing is super, 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 super important, and I suspect Pia knows this. If not, if she does, I know she knows this, but she's not quite exhibiting it as much as she could be. It's sort of like, the bootmaker's shoes. They're always falling apart. I think I saw a percentage here where she quoted. Where is it? No, I can't see it. There was a percentage she quoted. Check out my services. 38% is the figure in my mind. That's what I'd also like to see a little bit more of. I find when people talk to marketers, they're very much into, there's the portfolio, they're very much into return on investment. Not everybody is, but quite a lot of them are. So on the portfolio, I want to see what it looked like when she finished, but I want to see before and after numbers as well. So before, conversion rate was, open rate was, after, conversion and open rate was. What did it make to the bottom line? I mean, this is all lovely, don't get me wrong, but sort of there's ample space up here to do before and after in the numbers as well. Yeah. And there was some client testimonials. See, this is much better. This is a much better portfolio set out. I can see it much better. Let's have a look at structure on mobile. Go away, lawnmower man. Not as good as I'd hoped. So it needs a little bit of email optimization. Yeah, I'd like to see some more numbers here. What did that mean for the bottom line? What did it mean for? Did it increase open rates? Did it increase conversions? What did it do? So let's have a quick look at Facebook. And I tend to be pretty easy on. Yeah, I see. As marketers, we're absolutely dreadful driving people to our own social media. 4 likes, 4 followers. Yeah, I have no problem with that. That's normal. Yeah, she's got friends and family in Norway. I'd like to hear more about that story. December the 25th. December the 25th. Yeah, it's just not posting very much. That's okay. I see it all the time from marketers. 33 posts, 187 followers. I never ever judge a marketer by what their own social media looks like, because if I did, then I'm in serious trouble. It's judged by what we can do for our clients, not what we can do for ourselves. Some gorgeous imagery there. Our colour of branding is beautiful. She's very, very, very consistent. These are good. That's there is really no abandoned carts or anything I can do here because she doesn't have e-commerce running. But overall, a very attractive website, and I think with a couple of minor tweaks, we'll take it just to that slightly bit more wow factor. So I'm now going to stop trying to compete with my lawnmower man. Have a great day, everybody, and come back at 1 p.m. tomorrow for another audit of our website.